Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, August 17th, 2022. Today I'm going to go over yesterday's baseball and soccer games and look ahead to today's games in each sport. WNBA playoffs begin tonight. We'll go over my picks for that. Little League World Series, that begins today too. And we'll go over those games. We'll go over the latest PGA tournament, and we'll pick the winner. NFL quarterback rankings, we're here already. And then we have primaries, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with Major League Baseball. You know the drill. We're going to try to be quick here today because of time restrictions. Phillies over the Reds 11-4. Marlins over the Padres 4-3. Red Sox over the Pirates 5-3. Cubs over the Nationals 7-5 and 11. Rays over the Yanks 3-1. Orioles over the Jays 4-2. Tigers over the Guardians 4-3. Braves over the Mets 5-0. Twins over the Royals 9-0. Cardinals over the Rockies 5-4. A's over the Rangers 5-1. White Sox over the Astros 4-3. Brewers over the Dodgers 5-4 and 11 on a walk-off single by Victor Caratini. Mariners over the Angels 8-2, and the Giants over the Diamondbacks 2-1. All right, now we look at today's games at 12:30. We have the Phillies at the Reds, Rangers Suarez, and Nick Lodolo. The Phillies are minus 174. The Reds are plus 146. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 106. Unders minus 114. Phillies minus 1.5 is minus 105. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 114. For this game, I'm going to go with the over. 1 o'clock, Cubs Nationals. Drew Smyly and Corey Abbott. Cubs minus 162. Nats plus 136. Over under 9. Over is minus 105. Unders minus 115. Cubs minus 1.5 is even money. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 120. Another over here. Royals Twins, Daniel Lynch and Tyler Mahle. Twins minus 198. Royals plus 166. Over under 10. Minus 110 each way. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 120. Twins minus 1.5 is even money. This is another over. 3 o'clock, Orioles Blue Jays. Austin Voth and Ross Stripling. Blue Jays minus 174. Orioles plus 146. Over under 9. Over is minus 104. Or minus 105. Under is minus 115. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 134. Blue Jays minus 1.5 is plus 114. This is a tougher one. So for this game, I'm going to go with the first half result, the Orioles at plus 180. 4 o'clock, you have the Mariners at the Angels, George Kirby and Touki Toussaint. The game is not posted yet, but if the Mariners are pretty big of a favorite, the Angels might be the pick as an upset. Padres, Marlins, Mike Clevenger and Pablo Lopez. That's an odd time for a Marlins home game. Padres are minus 154. Marlins are plus 130. Over under 7. Over is minus 118. Under is minus 104. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 118. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 142. I like the Marlins are plus 130. They're 52.6 to win according to ESPN Analytics. 7 o'clock, the Red Sox at the Pirates for Chill and Rusney Contreras. Red Sox minus 158. Pirates plus 134. Over under 8.5. Over is minus 102. Under is minus 120. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 105. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 126. I'm going with the over, but I don't feel good about it. Rays Yankees. Corey Kluber and Domingo Germán. Yanks minus 148. Rays plus 126. Over under 8. Over is minus 115. Under is minus 105. Rays plus 1.5 is minus 152. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 126. I'm going with unders until the Yankees offense, and the Rays offense for that matter, wakes up. Tigers Guardians, Daniel Norris and Cal Quantrill. Guardians minus 215. Tigers plus 180. Over under 8. Over is minus 104. Under is minus 118. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 122. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 102. The pick here is the over. 7:20 Mets Braves, Max Scherzer and Jake Odorizzi. Mets minus 154, Braves plus 130, over under 7.5, overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Mets minus 1.5 is plus 114. Braves plus 1.5 is minus 137. I like the under. 7:45, Rockies Cardinals, German Marquez and Jordan Montgomery. Cards minus 205, Rocks plus 172, over under 7.5, overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Cards plus or minus 1.5 is plus 104, Rocks plus 1.5 is minus 126. Tough one, but German Marquez has been terrible. I like the over. I think the Cardinals can go over 7 themselves. 8 o'clock, Ace Rangers, Adam Muller and Cole Reagans. Texas minus 154, Oakland plus 130, over under 9, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Ace plus 1.5 is minus 164, Rangers minus 1.5 is plus 136. For this game, I'm going to go with the over. Astros, White Sox, Framber Valdez and Michael Kopech. Astros minus 148, White Sox plus 126, over under 8, overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 115, White Sox plus 1.5 is minus 138. I'm taking the White Sox at plus 126 to win outright. Fox Sports 1, Dodgers, Brewers, Tony Gonsolin and Eric Lauer. Dodgers minus 172, Brewers plus 144, over under 8.5, overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 108, Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 111. I'm going to go with the Brewers on the run line, plus 1.5 is minus 111. I think that's another close game. At 9:45, you have the D-backs at the Giants, Zach Davies and Carlos Rodon. Giants minus 220, D-backs plus 184, over under 7, overs minus 120, unders minus 102. D-backs plus 1.5 is minus 122. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 102. I'm going with San Francisco minus 1.5 at plus 102. All right, now I'll move on to Major League Soccer. We'll go over the lone result from yesterday and look ahead to a 5-game window for tonight. LAFC over DC United 1-0, so best bet on yet another loser. As the lone goal in this game came off the leg of Kwadwo Opoku in the 67th minute. 5 games tonight, 7:30. You have Atlanta hosting the Red Bulls. Each team has won 1 game in their last 5. Trying to find the odds. All right, here we go. Red Bulls plus 120, Atlanta plus 195, draw plus 240. I do like the Red Bulls at home to win. Or no, the Red Bulls aren't even favored. I thought the Red Bulls were home for a second. Oh my goodness, they're plus 195. That's a good value on the Red Bulls. Toronto's hosting New England. Toronto's won 3 of the last 5. New England's won their last 2. Toronto's minus 120, New England plus 260, draw plus 280. For this game, I'm going to go with over 3.5 goals at plus 146. 8 o'clock, NYCFC hosts Charlotte. NYCFC losers are the last 2. Same for Charlotte. And Charlotte 1 win their last 5. NYCFC winless in their last 3. After that good winning streak that they had. NYCFC's minus 250, Charlotte plus 550, draw plus 330 or 360. Games from they're playing this at Red Bull Arena. That's really interesting. That the Red Bulls are giving up their home field to NYCFC for this game. So for this game, I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at plus 150. 9 o'clock, you have Dallas hosting Philadelphia. Dallas has won 3 of the last 5. Philadelphia is red hot. They've won 4 of the last 5. And the lone loss came in a road game somewhere. I think it was Cincinnati. Dallas is plus 115. Phillies plus 190. Draw plus 240. I don't feel super about it because of how well the Union are playing, but I'm going to go with Dallas at home at plus 115. And at 10 o'clock, you have Vancouver hosting Colorado. Colorado winners 3 of their last 5. Vancouver's only won 1 of their last 5. Vancouver plus 125, Colorado plus 180. Draw plus 240. For this game, I'm going to go with Colorado on the road at plus 180. All right, the WNBA playoffs begin tonight. We have 2 game 1s. First at 8 o'clock on ESPN2, you have the Liberty at the Sky. So, just to do the projections in my head, I'd project Chicago by 10.5 in this game. And it's 7.5 totals, 165.5. I'm going to lay the 7.5 with Chicago. I just think they're better than New York. And 10 o'clock on ESPN, you have the Mercury at the Aces. Oof. For this, I would say, on top of my head, the prediction would be Aces by 12. And it's 14.5 and 167.5. So value on the Mercury. So I'm going to take the Mercury getting 14.5. I think that's a pretty high spread. I think they're going to play inspired. But I don't think they'll actually win, but I just think it's going to be competitive. So I'll take the Mercury getting the big number. All right, the Little League World Series begins today. We'll just preview and pick the slate. So let's see. All right, so just trying to find the right schedule here. So I apologize for like this little wait here. But in the meantime, it's going to be a really good tournament, I think. All right, here we go. 1 o'clock, Curacao against Nicaragua. On the show yesterday, I took Nicaragua to move on. 3 o'clock on ESPN, you have Tennessee against Massachusetts. On the show yesterday, I took Tennessee. 5 o'clock on ESPN, you have Canada against Australia. On the show, I took Canada. And 7 o'clock on ESPN, you have Washington against Hawaii. On the show yesterday, I took Hawaii. We'll have more games tomorrow, which we'll preview and pick as well. All right, now we'll move on to golf. The next tournament up is the BMW Championship from Wilmington, Delaware. I'm going to go over tee times, and then I'll make a pick. 9:10, Harold Varner III and Alex Loren. 9:20, Taylor Moore, Chris Kirk. 9:30, Chesapeake, Troy Merritt. 9:40, Saibu Kim and Mackenzie Hughes. 9:50, Sebastian Munoz and Kurt Katayama. 10 o'clock, Adam Scott and Keegan Bradley. 10:10, Trey Mullinax and Peter Pereira. 10:25, Seamus Power and Shane Lowry. 10:35, Maverick McNeely and Kang Lee. 10:45, Corey Connors and Kevin Kisner. 10:55, JT Potson and Ju Hung Kim. 11:05, Colin Morikawa, Taylor Hogue. 11:15, Max Homa, Jordan Spieth. 11:25, Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay. 11:40, Sam Burns, Tony Finau. 11:50, Sanjay and Justin Thomas. 12 o'clock, Taylor Pendrith and Mark Leishman. 12:10, Brendan Steele, Matt Kuchar. 12:20, Christian Zeden out, Adam Hadwin. 12:30, Lucas Herbert, Emiliano Grillo. 12:40, Cam Davis, Tyrell Hatton. 12:55, Scott Stallings down in Putnam. 105, Luke List and Brian Henley. 115, Keith Mitchell and Cam Triangle. 125, Dylan McCarthy, Lucas Glover. 135, J.J. Spawn, Aaron Weiss. 145, Davis Riley and Sahith Figlia. 155, Brian Harmon and Brett Horschel. Joaquin Neiman and Victor Hovland at 210. 220, John Rahm and Hideki Matsuyama. 230, Substraka, Rory McIlroy. 240, Will Zalatoris and Scotty Scheffler. 250, Cam Young, Matt Fitzpatrick. 3 o'clock, Wyndham Clark and Alex Smalley. 3, and that's it, actually. So my pick for the BMW Championship, I'm going to go with somebody who I don't think I've picked all year on the PGA Tour. He has short odds at 14-1, but I just think this is a good spot for this particular golfer. And I'm talking about Patrick Cantlay at 14-1. So I'm going to lay a little bit on it. Patrick Cantlay to win the BMW Championship at 14-1. Alrighty, now I'm going to do my NFL quarterback rankings. This year I just decided to do a list of 33 quarterbacks. One that's obviously going to get traded in Jimmy Garoppolo, and the rest are the projected 32 starters as of today. Alright, number 33, Geno Smith, Seattle Seahawks. 32, Davis Mills, Houston Texans. 31, Marcus Mariota, Atlanta Falcons. 30, Mitchell Trubisky, Pittsburgh Steelers. 29, Zach Wilson, New York Jets. 28, Justin Fields, Chicago Bears. 27, Trey Lance, San Francisco 49ers. 26, Daniel Jones, New York Giants. 25, Carson Wentz, Philadelphia Eagles. 24, Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Titans. 23, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions. 22, Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins. 21, Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles. 20, Mac Jones, New England Patriots. Wait, I think I said Carson Wentz, Philadelphia Eagles. Apologies. Carson Wentz, Washington Commanders. So, number 20, Mac Jones, New England Patriots. 19, Jameis Winston, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oops, I meant New Orleans Saints. Oh, my God. I feel like I do this every time in every projection ranking where I screw up the team. 18, Baker Mayfield, Carolina Panthers. 17, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars. 16, Matt Ryan, Indianapolis Colts. I caught myself on that one. I almost said Atlanta Falcons. 15, Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings. 14, Derek Carr, Las Vegas Raiders. 13, Jimmy Garoppolo, San Francisco 49ers for the time being. 12, Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams. 11, Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals. 10, Deshaun Watson, Cleveland Browns. 9, Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens. 8, Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. 7, Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos. 6, Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. 5, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. 4, Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills. 2, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1, Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is number 1. He's the back-to-back MVP, doing so much with less. He deserves the number 1 spot. Mahomes has an argument for one, certainly. But Aaron Rodgers is the new god quarterback in football. I know Patrick Mahomes was that for a little bit, but Aaron Rodgers has been that when he's healthy. And, of course, if you win back-to-back MVPs, you deserve to be number 1 at your positional rankings. Josh Allen's just made huge strides over the past few seasons. Tom Brady has a case for 3, 2, or even heck 1 on this list. But Tom drops to 4 because of his age, just simply because of that. And the rise of Mahomes and Allen. And then Burrow and Herbert, pick your poison on those two, but Burrow made the Super Bowl, so he deserves to be ahead of Herbert. Russell Wilson, I think, is primed for a big season ahead on a new team. Dak Prescott's Dak Prescott, very consistent, and I know his weapons aren't the same as they've been in years past, but he's still a consistent quarterback. Lamar really had the one big year. Hasn't done much outside of it, but this is still Lamar Jackson. Has tantalizing upside. And then Deshaun Watson, same thing, but he hasn't played in a long time. So just wanted to talk about the top 10 on the rankings really, really quickly. All right, the primaries. We'll go over results from yesterday. There's some big time results. We'll start in the state of Wyoming, where it was the most interesting result, in my opinion. We will start with the at-large district primary. Your winner, Harriet Hagman, 66.3% of the vote and 99% counted. And Liz Cheney, the incumbent, loses 28.9% of the vote. And she actually conceded as well. That's a huge deal. This is the biggest name to lose in a primary this year. On the Democratic side, Lynette Gray Bull wins 62.3% of the vote, 99% counted. And then the Secretary of State, results. Your winner of that primary was Chuck Gray with 49.5% of the vote, with 95% counted. A close second was Tara Nethercott, 41.1% of the vote. And now we'll move on to Alaska, where there were some interesting elections, to say the least. U.S. Senate, U.S. House, both regular and special general, and the governor. So, we'll start with the governor. Your primary winner for a Republican is the incumbent Mike Dunleavy, 41.9% of the vote, with 68% counted. The Democrat Les Gara, 22% of the vote, and then the non-party Bill Walker, 21.9% of the vote. And then Senate, Lisa Murkowski survives, 43.7% of the vote with 68% counted. And Kelly Shabaka, 40.4% of the vote. And then the at-large district primary, your Democrat winner, Mary Peltola, 35.1% of the vote with 69% counted. And then two Republicans, Sarah Palin, 31.4, Nick Bejic, 26.9. And in this at-large district special election, 68% of the votes counted. No one's declared a winner yet. The leading candidate, 37.8% of the vote, Mary Peltola, 32.1% Sarah Palin, and 28.6% Nick Bejic. So that is still up in the air. So there you have it for the primary results. Now I'll move on to the news and notes for today. So I don't really know what the biggest story from yesterday is. We'll just go by sport. We'll start with baseball. Michael Harris signs a 8-year contract extension worth up to $102 million over 10 years, but it's really 8 years, $72 million. So good on the Braves inking yet another young star player long term. The Padres cancel Tatis bobblehead day as they plan to give away for September 7th and will be replaced with the Juan Soto City Connect jersey. So that is really interesting. And Pedro Martinez had an interesting take on Tatis. He said, give Tatis a pass. He defends him, saying that the Padres and Major League Baseball are partially accountable for his PED suspension. The White Sox pulled off an intentional balk, or was trying, as Dylan Cease does everything he could to balk Alex Bregman III. Bad news for the Mets. Carlos Carrasco has oblique strain and will miss 3 to 4 weeks. That's not good for the Mets. And then they pulled Taijuan Walker after 2 innings as he exited the game with back spasms. That's another brutal loss for the Mets. And the Athletics shut down Paul Blackburn after seeing a specialist about his finger. So that's unfortunate for the A's. Rodolfo Castro, the Pirates infielder, was suspended for phone as he's been suspended 1 game and fined for playing with his cell phone in his pocket. Oof. And another Pedro Martinez take is that he got into on the TNT pregame show last night why DJ LeMahieu's injury is a bigger problem than their current 2-11 skid. Well, it was 2-10 at the time, now 2-11. And then the Yankees are calling up Estevan Florial. Let's see if he gives them a lift. I think they just want to get rid of Aaron Hicks. And the Mets are calling up Brett Beatty, the number 18 prospect in the majors. So that's pretty cool. And another call up, Oakland's calling up Shea Langoliers, which is awesome, as Stephen Piscotty got released. All right, basketball. The NBA schedule is coming out today at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be back with a special podcast tonight, live reacting to the schedule. Live reacting. We did this with the NFL schedule. We're going to do it with the NBA schedule. So I love doing the live reactions on the show. It's just a lot of fun. So there's a report out that the Oregon Ducks had a 50% chance of landing Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, with Ohio State and USC also strong contenders. And then LeBron had to address it on social media, saying that it wasn't true. So that means it wasn't true. Because why would LeBron be saying that about his son? The Knicks and the Jazz have re-engaged in trade talks about Donovan Mitchell after several weeks of no discussions. So that's interesting. And then Mark Cuban had an interview with Taylor Rooks as he talks about Jalen Brunson leaving the Mavs for the Knicks and how he also tried to trade for Kobe in 2007 and how he thought a deal was going down. So I suggest you guys listen to that. Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant working together as the two stars had pictures going viral as they worked out together in the gym despite the trade rumors. All right, football news. Zach Wilson's surgery is a success as Flacco is in line to start week 1 until Wilson is fully ready. Another brutal injury for the New England Patriots as Malcolm Butler's out for the year with an undisclosed injury. That is brutal for New England. I thought about picking them as a playoff team, but now with these injuries, I don't know. Even though the secondary was weak to begin with, but it's even weaker now. Ken Walker has a hernia issue as he could be facing a lengthy recovery as Pete Carroll hopes he'll be ready by the season opener. All right, so we'll have to see about that. And then the New York Football Giants Ring of Honor inductees, Super Bowl champions Leonard Marshall, Otis Anderson, and Joe Morris among the 7 members of the 2022 class. So that is pretty cool. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going to go to baseball, and I'm going to go lay a quarter unit on the over in the Royals-Twins game. I just think that that's low. I don't really love Tyler Mahle all that much. And Daniel Lynch really hasn't been that great either. So I'm going over 8, and Royals-Twins is my best bet of the day. That's it for today's show. We'll be back tomorrow recapping everything that goes on today. Look ahead to everything going on tomorrow. And obviously, NFL preseason week 2 begins tomorrow as well. And I'll have news and notes and best bet for you as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.